Hey, I'm Todd Newton. Welcome to a hidden gem that's tucked away right along California's picturesque coastline. This is the Tattooed Traveler, and this is Carmel-by-the-Sea. If you're joining me today, and I'm glad that you are, because your travel plans include a trip to California's Central Coast, well, friend, you are in the right place. Because in addition to visiting the charming little town of Carmel-by-the-Sea, in this show, we're also going to be visiting Big Sur and making a quick little pit stop in Pacific Grove. But let's start here. Carmel-by-the-Sea, a small beach city on California's Monterey Peninsula. And according to U.S. News, Carmel Beach here is rated one of the most dog-friendly beaches in America, and Carmel-by-the-Sea is consistently rated one of the top dog-friendly towns in America. Count me in. Count me in. Just watch out for these jellyfish. You don't want your pooch stepping on one of these. I saw quite a few of them. And for you history buffs, yes, Carmel-by-the-Sea is where Clint Eastwood served as mayor from 1986 to 1988. So don't expect to see Dirty Harry hanging around City Hall here these days. The locals say that Carmel-by-the-Sea represents everything that has contributed to the California dream: independence, creativity, and a tireless spirit. Carmel-by-the-Sea became a city in 1916, but what lured me here today is the village, 1 square mile of unique eateries and shops that attract writers, artists, celebrities, intellectuals, and tattooed travelers with a nasty sweet tooth. And you'll find this interesting. To maintain that quaint feel of the village here, there are no fast food restaurants, no chain restaurants, no national coffee shops. And ladies, if you want to wear high heels, you need a permit for that. But people love talking about the storybook-like houses here in Carmel-by-the-Sea. There are about 3,800 residents living in the city, and not a single one of them has an address. Carmel's founding fathers did not want the city to become cityfied, so they rejected the practice of house-to-house mail delivery in favor of a central post office. And to this day, there are still no addresses. There are also no parking meters, no streetlights, and no sidewalks outside of the downtown area. But with moderately warm temperatures year-round, an average high of 65 and an average low of 48, what Carmel-by-the-Sea does have is the perfect climate. We're going to hop on California Highway 1 here, head south on our way to Big Sur. But first, a little pit stop in the town of Pacific Grove. I want to show you the Butterfly House. Now, before you say, Todd, I would never want to live on a block with a house so loud and colorful, let me tell you a little story, a love story. A story about an Army vet named Jay and his wife, Sonia. The two are soulmates, anyone will tell you that, and they purchased this home in 1977, thinking it was their dream cottage, only to find shortly thereafter that it was in a state of complete disrepair. The home underwent a massive overhaul, and everything was great for several years. But in the early 90s, Sonia began losing her vision due to a degenerative eye disease, and her husband Jay realized that she could still make out bright colors. Being the artistic type, he began adding handcrafted butterflies to the home in bright blues, pinks, yellows, and purples, all to add just a little brightness to his wife's day. And the rest, as they say, is history. A history so romantic, it would give Shakespeare butterflies. All right, continuing down Highway 1, Big Sur is our next destination, and look at that view. Big Sur is one of those destinations that offers a perfect blend of tranquility and adventure. You have the rugged cliffs, the towering redwoods, the pristine beaches. And whenever you have land and sea intertwining like this, it's a haven for wildlife, seals, whales breaching the ocean's surface, or just some really content cattle grazing away. Boy, what a setup they have, huh? This drive along Highway 1 in Big Sur is considered one of the most breathtaking drives in the world, not just the dramatic coastal cliffs, but also the winding roads, the beautiful trees. Highway 1 stretches about 90 miles, and if you stay on it long enough, you'll end up here at Nepin, a restaurant set high atop the majestic Santa Lucia Mountains. It opened in 1949 and ever since has been a mecca of artists, writers, photographers, vagabonds, tourists, intellectuals, celebrities, and one look at this view of the Pacific Ocean, it isn't hard to see why. Nepin is Latin for forget your sorrows, which is easy to do when you're having a nice glass of wine on this terrace. But on those occasions when your appetite calls for something a little more substantial, might I recommend their world-famous Ambrosia Burger. A full pound and a half of the finest, coarse-ground, low-fat beef, ground fresh each morning. And when it is served alongside Nepin's classic crispy string fries, well, it's a wonder Jack Kerouac didn't write about this in his classic book On the Road. He loved Big Sur, as did the landscape photographer Ansel Adams and Hunter S. Thompson, Clint Eastwood, even Steve Jobs. The locals will tell you he would often come to this creek to seek inspiration and relaxation. Just think, the tablet or laptop or phone you're watching me on right now could have been dreamt up right there in that chair. So what about you, my fellow traveler? As the sun begins to set on another one of our adventures, what appeals most to you? A little peaceful tranquility or some rugged outdoor adventure? You'll find it right here in Big Sur. So if you are looking for a perfect little weekend getaway, maybe a drive up and down the coast, you just want some of that fresh ocean air, some good food, meet some good people, Carmel-by-the-Sea, Monterey, Big Sur, they're all calling your name. Hey, now would be the perfect time to kind of stay warm with this ocean breeze coming in at you with your brand new Tattooed Traveler hoodie. You can get it right now at thetattooedtraveler.com. And until you and I meet again a little further down the road, or shall we say up the coast, travel safely.